Hello, Design 10 students. Welcome to our first week of online classes. I'm kind of excited for what we're going to do together here, and I hope you get a little bit interested in this as well. Before I get into some details, I just want to let you know that we're going to be doing online like office hours, drop-in times where you can hop into a Google Meet with me and ask any questions you might have. Share with me your files, and I can take a look and walk you through some tips, things like that. If you just want to come in and chat and hang out and chat with some other students, talk about what you've been up to, games you've been playing, any stories you want to share, whatever. But all of that can happen in our drop-in office hours, which I'm going to schedule every week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 2 until 3. So for that hour every week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I'll be in a Google Meet video conference, and you can hop in and ask any questions or chat or whatever. So I'll put specific instructions of how to access that in the D2L today. And maybe I'll see some of you later today or tomorrow or Thursday. And if not, then maybe next week. So what are we going to do in this course for the remainder of the year? We could continue working on some Adobe visual design stuff, but I don't necessarily know if everyone's got a computer, reasonable enough to run that software. And I also don't know everyone's availability to get on those computers. We could get into the engineering design stuff and learn CAD, Autodesk Fusion 360, which was the plan in the school. But again, I don't know all of your technology constraints, and I don't want to go forward in a way that's going to lock some people out of the content. So I will put up some information later if that's something you're still interested in, how to access Fusion 360, where to find some good tutorials, and you can work through that as well. And so just talk to me if that's something that you're going to do, and we can kind of maybe see how we can incorporate that into your credits, into your marks. But we're very flexible, okay, in this new normal. So don't be afraid to shoot me an idea of something you'd like to work on or learn. Especially in this course, I can be really flexible with what it is you're doing to show me your understanding of this content. But my plan going forward involves a little bit of a structured design project activity that we're going to kind of work through together. So if you go into your D2L, you should be able to see as of today, I've activated some content in here. Actually, you might have already seen it. It's this design thinking workbook, which is a link to a Google Doc that I have put in your design project module under D2L. What I'd like each of you to do once you've gotten here is go to File and make a copy. Okay, this will copy over a version of this document into your Google Drive so that you can edit it and fill this in for your own self, but you're not editing my original. In fact, you shouldn't be able to edit my original. This is what I'll be kind of watching as you go through and basing some of your marks off of. So once you've copied that over, if you can also please share this document with me. So my Google account is jtwilson@educbe.ca. This one right here. I can't highlight it. But jtwilson@educbe.ca. That's different than the email that you usually email, like email messages, which is cbe.ab.ca. Make sure you're sharing your Google Docs with this one. Okay. So what are we doing here? So what I'm going to do with this class for the remainder of the semester is we're going to walk through step by step a structured design process. It's the process that we've been talking about all semester about design methodology and philosophy. But now we're just going to apply it to something outside of visual design, although that might come into this project for you depending on what you're doing, and apply it more broadly to just general human life problems. So this blurb at the top kind of gives us a bit of context for what we're doing. You've all discovered so far, life in isolation or quarantine or whatever you want to call this is hard. is very hard, very different to what we're used to. What this means is the objects and the spaces, like the rooms of your house, furniture layout, whatever, systems in your life, if you have any kind of schedules or routines that you and your family have followed typically, all of those things that may have worked well before may need reconsidering in this new normal. So we're going to apply a structured design thinking methodology to hopefully make life a little bit better or a little bit more enjoyable or a little bit more simple or elegant. I'm not sure as we go forward, because who knows how long we're going to be kind of stuck in this situation. So what I've done is broken down the design process into some guiding questions that I'd like you to fill out answers to as we go through. For this first week, I just want you to look at this first page, okay? And nothing more. You can look into the other pages, but I don't want you to move ahead at all because you'll see at the bottom of this first page, you're going to get some feedback on your stuff. Okay. And notice I haven't included a date here because I didn't have a date ready, but we'll fill that in later. Okay. So here's what I want you to do starting off this week. Start thinking about anything that you or the others that you live with wish would exist. So just like keep your ear open during family conversations or whatever. If anyone in your house is like complaining about things that could be better, or if you have a complaint about something, or if you find yourself like being annoyed at the same thing over and over again, or things just like aren't quite working well for you. Okay. So write those out in these sections and then try to turn those into how might I statements. So if your gripe is like, I don't know, mine and my siblings' homework and like school supplies end up just cluttering the living room. That might be a gripe. Okay. So we might turn that into a how might I statement by saying, how might I reorganize where our school supplies go? Or how might I reorganize the way we do our schoolwork so that we don't end up with a big mess in the living room? That's a how might I statement from one of these gripes or things you wished existed. What I want you to do is do that, generate a decent list of some annoyances or gripes or things that you wished, and then pick one of them that you think like, okay, I think this is a problem I would like to actually tackle and try to solve here. And then what I want you to do is answer these questions. Okay, so what problem are you trying to solve, or what thing are you trying to create? Who are you designing it for? Is it for you? Is it for your siblings, your parents, your neighborhood, whatever? How will you know if it works? What are the constraints? So we've talked about constraints before. In this context, there's a lot of constraints. Number one, budget. Okay. Number two, access to materials. And, we obviously like can't get to like the 3D printer, the laser necessarily. You can't get out to the store necessarily. It's going to be hard to collaborate with other people, although there's workarounds for that, obviously. Okay. What are the constraints? And then what's the general timeline? Okay, is this something that's time sensitive that you kind of need to have in a few weeks? Or is this something that, you're hoping to have done for the summer so that you have it for summer in isolation? Keep that in mind too, that we're probably going to be social distancing into the summer. So what parts of your summer routine are going to get disrupted that you might be able to design a solution to? Okay. So this is just, again, a rough sketch of a very basic view of a potential plan to move forward. After this, I want you to stop. Don't do too much work. This is like, I don't know, a couple hours of work maybe. Okay. Next week, if you can hop into the virtual classroom on Wednesday, that would be great. If you can't, no worries. Just copy and paste your above sections, these parts, into one of our private discussions in D2L. And what we'll do in the virtual classroom is we'll just talk through each of your ideas that are there. If you just post in the private discussion, I'll just give you some feedback. Maybe I'll share it during the virtual class. We'll see. And we'll get you some feedback. And then any changes to your initial plan, just record them here. Okay. moving forward, we'll delve deeper into like really understanding the problem and the ideation and brainstorming and then the prototype and blah, blah, blah. We'll get into all that. But for now, just this first part of this page, sections 1-1 and 1-2, for something in your life that you think you could improve. Okay. And again, that could be an object, it could be a space, it could be a system, whatever. Okay. It could be an event that needs to happen that you want to plan, right? Planning an event is a design project. So anything and everything, very flexible once again. If you have questions, hop into the virtual classroom and I'll answer any questions you have there, or shoot me an email or a message in private discussion, whatever. And I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Okay. So talk to you, hopefully some of you on Wednesday in the virtual class. And if not, well, keep in touch and excited to see what you come up with for this project. Okay. So long. Bye.